You know what? I just think I'll just go ahead and go live here. Alrighty. Hello, everyone. It is the Nickel-Plated Condor. You guys can just call me Jesse. It is Monday, November 23rd, the beginning of what will be a little bit shorter of a trading week. We're going to have a few of those here at the end of the year. But we have 3 straight days going into Thanksgiving and then potentially Black Friday. Not sure if I will be trading that day. We will have to see. Now, I had a little schedule here that I had typed out, but I think I lost it somewhere. I can try making another one. Basically, we can spend this half hour before the actual market open kind of evaluating what happened in our last day of positions, maybe for the first 15 or 10, and then for the next 10-15 minutes, we can kind of talk about what we think we're going to do today. As you can see up here in the top left, I have Haynes Brands. I am swinging a few of those shares. Their one-day MACD has been close to crossing for a while, and I got in right about here. Let's just go to a blank page here. Techie was added to the one-day 9 SMA confirmation. I think I'll just type here, we're going to go stream schedule. So let me do that. Okay. Let's do about 8. Well, it's 8 for me, but 9 Eastern. We can just say 9 stream start, comma, what else would we say? Evaluate previous positions, because we'll probably look to exit a lot of those here in the first half hour, an hour of trading. I like to let the liquidity from the first half hour of the day die down before I get into anything big. At this point, my risk profile, I'm not down to the amount of basically the percentage that I have to use on each trade. It isn't as low as I'd like it to be, because my account is not that big yet. If you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot them to me on here, and I will answer them on stream. Alrighty, if you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot them to me on here, and I will answer them on stream. In the chat here. Okay, good. 9 o'clock, we can do stream start, evaluate previous positions. See what would be next. You could do 9. Do you want to do 9-10? Do something else? Nine, 10. Market research for the upcoming trading day. I do a lot of that research before I even turn the stream on, but I can kind of recap what I found, or we'll possibly just do a run through some scanners. Well, one thing's for sure, down here at 8:30, market open, evaluate positions. And I'm going to evaluate the positions again at open, because most of the stuff I'm trading are options, and you're not really going to see a price change in the options until the market's open. The stock can go up and down now, but we won't get to actually see the options change in price at all until those open. Very, very excited about Haynes Brands here. Actually, we'll just put 9:30 because just to do it by Eastern. 9:30, market open, evaluate positions. 10, spread trading window opens. And the reason why I do that is because I don't want to place any directional trades in the first half hour of the market open, because that's a place where you could be given a faulty indicator, where maybe it's a false breakout somewhere or just something that's really strong because of volume right now, but it could get changed back later. So, spread trading window opens. I think at 11 we'll look at earnings. And we don't always have earnings to play, but I'll always look through them anyway. So that's something I can do at 11. I'm going to real quick save this so we don't lose it this time. Stock stream schedule. So here's a big drop off we had. A lot higher volume here on SPY. Over 100,000 shares here in the pre-market. That's with some news coming out about more China tensions, that the White House is weighing actions against them. So you might see the volatility open up a little bit higher than we first thought. I'm going to go back to my little mini Robinhood here on this account, and we're going to watch that one, see how that goes. Let's save this as current stream schedule. Alrighty. Tags, we could just put stocks. Make it blue. Okay. How do I even make this stupid thing get out of the way? I think trading is a more professional word, and I'll make that blue. There we go. We'll save that, and then we'll have it ready here in the next few minutes here. Stream start, evaluate positions. We got our audio working, right? Okay, good. We're just going to do that thing. Okay. FLGT up 3% after pre-market. EPS. Frog is down 3% after announcing early lockup release of shares. I'm just going to go 12 here. And stream at 12. We might add some other things between there. We'll see if I can think of anything. Maybe 9:15 is 9:15. Assume 9:15 market research. For now, spread trading window opens, and then just watching 5-minute MACDs, 1 hour MACD as well. So we can have a look at how those are moving here. So let's extend this line out to the right. There's another line I'm looking at. So here are a few charts for SPY. This one's Haynes. But we're just going to do, let's change this one to the 1 hour for a minute. So here's what we have going on here. So right here, we have the 5-minute here on SPY. You can't really take much from the 5-minute right now because of all this gapping up we had over these dates and such. This here was Sunday evening and then going into Monday morning. So we had a gap up here, gap up at Monday morning, ran all the way up to the 358 or so level, almost made it there. And then we hit that resistance once, and then we had this hard sell-off. You can see the big wick here on high volume after the China tensions. So I don't know what we're going to be seeing today in the market. We are looking like we're still going to open higher than last week. We closed at about 355.33, as you can see right here, and we're currently at 356.9. So we're going to finish about $1.50 above where we closed last week. So that is, while it will give some leeway to the call side, those puts, while they are going to go down in volume, will also lose a lot of their implied volatility that we had over the weekend, especially for those close expiration options like Monday and Wednesday. I think the closest one I have is Friday. I wanted to do a really passive position. The only one-sided position I have, I sold a call spread for $9. The 365, 366 level, so $10 away from where we are now. Sold that for $9, and that expires on, I believe it is the 27th, which is Friday. So Black Friday. We'll see if we'll close out before then, hold it till then. I think I could get a better use out of $100 if I could just make a few bucks there, then go try to make a few somewhere else, keep that ball rolling. But if I were to just hold that one and make $10 this week, that's 10% a week off that amount. So very happy with that. So we'll see which way SPY wants to move here. Looking at the indicators, we still have this big MACD line crossing event coming up here on the one day that I'm super excited about. That's going to be a short. I'm thinking that we might see those lines cross the day that we fail this level here. This is the 354 even level, and I think that's where, if you get down through that, there might not be a recovery for a while. As you can see, I have a channel charted out here. This was all-time highs. We cooled off, had the I've talked about this a lot, but we have the reverse head and shoulders. So there's a shoulder right here where these two candlesticks touch the same line there. Here's the head down here. There was a flat line there, another shoulder up here, and then they broke back up through what was right here. I like this level because of that. I'm kind of ignoring the blue and yellow lines right now because that's an entirely different channel I'm looking at. But you can see the head and shoulders spiked up to, this wasn't quite all-time highs, it was close. And then we had our cool-off. After our cool-off, we had another bounce off this bottom line and finished up here. So that would have helped us find out if we charted out this channel. Use this all-time high, use these two lows as the angle for your line, put another line up here on the all-time high. That's exactly where we touched at the very top of the end of the election. So that was a very good trend line here. I really like that. It's a big W pattern we're seeing. This yellow one is the direct midpoint of that area. And then right now, I've charted out over the last couple of weeks. I believe this was Monday. No, this was a Monday. Duh. We have been inside of this wedge pattern, and we broke out of that a couple days ago. And on the one day, that means you could have that breakdown any day. That the length of the time frame will affect how long it takes for that option trade to come to fruition, to actually start making the money that you thought it would. So I think the last straw is when it breaks a 354 level to the downside, and then that will be our signal to short, and that is when I may do some debit spreads there. I have not done many debit spreads, just selling credit spreads to this point. But like I said, I want to try new trading strategies to up my confidence level, but I'm only going to place those trades when I think I need to place them. Whenever I think the time is right. But right now we're going to get an open right up about here, this red line here. That was kind of a resistance here. We're going to remove that drawing because we don't really need that one. This one is irrelevant right now. Remove drawing. So we just have this wedge pattern that we've now broken through. And then these were some option legs to the upside. I got rid of these so we can remove those. So you can see we had the wedge cross right about here at about 6 a.m. here. And that was our wedge pattern that we broke out of back on Wednesday. If you want to count it Wednesday, we kind of tested the bottom, and then, yeah, so a couple of things I really like about this is we have put in a level of support that we've met a few times, all in after hours, but when we broke down below this line, we hit this thing as resistance twice. These two different tops at different times that both failed at this level is making me really confident. We haven't been able to break up above the 358.20 level now, or this might be 25. So that is a very, very reassuring look there, where we're kind of in this channel now. This is where you might want to get some type of spread down to the downside, as low volatility now might end up rising when we get a break to the downside. If you wanted to be really careful about it, though, you could try an iron butterfly, so you'd be right if it goes either way. In this particular instance, I'm very confident that it's going to be going down. This MACD, the 1 hour MACD, is not that high on the zero line, but in the long term, this chart trumps it for me. Here on the 5 minute, it's still kind of whacked up because of the open here to start the week, and then the China news now, which is kind of bringing us back down. So a lot of different things to look at on the different time frames. We're going to see how this works, how this opens. I think I'll move this one to the 1 hour, and then perhaps this one to the 5 minute. Something like that, maybe. I really like that right there. Equity futures, European markets higher after AstraZeneca announces positive. That's it. That's the whole sentence. Announces positive. Getting deja vu again. Why are we getting vaccine news every weekend? Why isn't this news thing closing? I think Thinkorswim's freezing up on me. I think our internet's having a problem right now. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Saving for a new computer, so I can actually trade out something without it freezing up. This is a 2015 iMac. I've talked about that a lot, so I won't really cover it much today, but I am saving for one. I'll use some profits to invest back into this. Always a good idea. I did apply for a job on Saturday, and I've already been asked as of Sunday to an interview with them, and that's actually later today, so I'm very excited about that. Let's see here. Looking for this level for them to fail to the downside. We kind of got a level there that I'm looking at. I'm going to close this. I've got some other tabs on this other monitor that are making it run slow, I think. But this overall, that channel, I love this channel right here. This is something where break to the downside is going to be big. I'm actually going to tweet about that here. Alrighty, I'm going to put this up on my Instagram real quick. I like to put a few trades or so per day. Just something here, so put this picture. Happy Monday. charted out this channel here. The top is 358.20. Bottom is 354 even. Put a comma there, maybe. There we go. We'll be watching for a channel break today. I'll be playing this move to the downside as, let's see, as one day MACD looking to cross for the first time since, when is this? This was back in, since before the election. There we go. We open here in about 10 minutes. So, there's about 10 minutes till open here. We can, I guess, just say here market research and upcoming trading day is something we can just look at here for some upcoming trades we could look into. For Haynes Brands, they are above my entry price. I am going to keep holding until I see some indicators tell me otherwise. I noticed the stock move similar to this in Kohl's before. Kohl's were much larger percentage moves, but it was the same patterns all the time. So I was very happy about that. I mean, look at this clean run up for HBI again here. That's really, really nice. You don't really validate out until like here. I mean, you wait for a full candle to close below the line and then you sell. That would have been here, which is amazing. Not off this break, even though that's getting in here. So right about there, 43, selling at 66, rinsing and repeating, making 22 cents a share, 23 cents a share, and coming back the next day. Going on to the next trade. Very nice. So they were up. It didn't show the percentage on that move, but we can work that out with a trade, with a line here. Right about there is where we would sell out. 1.68%. Not bad. If we were a bit more confident in it, you could day trade directional spreads, but you would need to be close enough to the money where after commissions, your very low risk option spread strategy is going to still be under over that amount of profitability, because while options are magnified like by 100 basically in comparison to a stock, if you combine multiple options to offset each other, you can basically customize that risk between anywhere. I wish they would just figure out the stimulus here. I might be eligible for some stuff. That would make trading really nice. Add a bit more there. So, alrighty, well, we're opening in about 10 minutes. Let's run through the scanner here just for fun. The 1-day low RSI scanner. That's what we want. Now let's do the 1-day 9 SMA confirmation. The 1 day. Is it really on the 1 day too? Oh, that's what you count when it opens above that. That's not fair. Okay. Yeah, Apple might be in a downtrend here. I kind of see a similar channel here with Apple that I do in SPY, where I think we could see good dips on them. I mean, with Apple, that dip would only be down to about the 110 level, so only $7. SPY is going to make you a lot more if you play a move down to the 324, 325 level. So while we will see similar movements on those two stocks, I do think that SPY is going to be the better move here, but Apple does look similar, potential move to the downside. ARMK, looks like they're a stock. How did they shoot up so much on negative 35 cents for earnings? Looks like the gap up was before that and they did nothing since. Okay, Alibaba. Okay, here might be one, I think. Pick up a couple shares of them. I could just pick up one, see what happens there. But you can see the MACD. You can see a candle opening above. Let's see what they're doing on the 5-minute. If we've done anything here before 273 on the 1 day, 270, so they're up to 273 already. A little bit much of that trade's happened already, but you buy in 273. I mean, you could ride it somewhere. Maybe you can look back and see where we've had similar things. This looked like a really big run up. All these gaps up. I don't know if this is really a viable move. I mean, here's one here where we gapped up. There were a lot of wicks, and it was conflict with the 180 MA. I think this was at the bottom of the crash. But it looks like we kind of fought for a little bit. But that was at the bottom of the crash, so this could be a lot nicer. You look at the MACD here. Low MACD, looking to cross. I would wait for the MACD before I do anything here on BABA. BNTX, they're going around like crazy. Earnings negative $1, high at 115, low here a week later at 87. How does this count? Those don't move. Okay. Intel. They had a beat down from earnings. They're settling at the 45 level. Don't care about them. They're not a good long term, I don't think. Maybe not mid-term, maybe long-term, but Apple's cutting them out of stuff. AMD's outperforming them in everything basically except for, I know, processors. I mean, yes, Ryzen's great, but I do really like Intel's higher clock speeds that you get. So let's turn my volume down a little bit. Okay. Any more here? NVIDIA could be a good swing. Resi? Altasource is actually the name of that. SN. SPG here. Looks like they had a gap up after earnings. $2 a share. Nice. TCEHY. I think I've seen these here before. It looks like techie, but it's actually all jumbled up. And then ExxonMobil. Could this be a... This is on the 1 day, though. That doesn't look really good. This is just to... Yeah, no. High MACD. I'm not going to worry about that. Okay. Let's just go back to HBI and watch them. I didn't really like any of those. I'm trading like a spoiled brat, waiting for the perfect entries. Let's go to the 5 minutes. I like watching Haynes on the 5 minute. They are a slow-moving stock. You can see we've had some great clean run-ups here. If you sold at the MACD line cross up here, would have gotten out at 1364. If you would have waited until validation over here, you would have gotten out at 65 or 66. So only a couple more cents for almost another hour if you just took that MACD line cross as your sell signal. I found the MACD to be one of my favorite indicators when it comes to stuff like this. You have to do long time frames to make sure people have time to actually watch it happen, because something on a 1 minute's a lot more likely to be a false thing. See what I have on potential upside stocks. Kohl's is up to almost 30. Home at home is doing some stuff, not really anything I'm seeing. Haynes Brands, Dick's Sporting Goods, high MACD here is a gap up though, but they have been running up like crazy. Wow. 51.14 over here. It has been a solid run up, but it's only 20%. And then Bill here. They're down to 107 right now. They're running up above the 180 MA as well. I'm not really seeing anything good there. Maybe some different time frames would have made it look better, but I'm happy with what I have right now. I'm just going to wait for open and watch what my SPY stuff wants to do, how my options and stuff did over the week. Let's open. I'm going to stop yawning. Here we go. I'm going to open my Ally Bank account down here, which is my long term. The only thing we would have seen move on there over the weekend is the Haynes Brands shares. That's the only thing I will ever hold over the weekend. Not just Haynes, that's shares and Iron Condors. Very happy with that growth rate there. Let's see, what else was I going to look at? Oh, one thing we can do. Allies option quotes are delayed, so I don't like looking at theirs. What I can do is I can go to trade here, and I might still have, is this the debit spread for SPY? To sell the 366, buy the 368. No, this is a credit. This is one I think I opened on an account somewhere. I believe if we open our SPY portfolio, yes, we do have that. This spread is in our portfolio. We, see, what was our fill on that? If it's 28 now, I don't know what I filled it at. It was 35 or something. I'd have to look here. Trading here, order status. Go to all settings here. So do you like your amount numbers to be hidden? Oh, we don't need that on or off. Market opens here in a minute. I'm not seeing anything there, so I'm just gonna forget about that for now. We'll watch here on open. Let's take this off here. Got about 30 seconds here. And then we'll get back over to here. We'll see how the spread moves, because then, yeah, Ally is not going to show that. But let's zoom in here. We got the 5 minute here, so we can do the, actually, yeah, let's do 1 minute. And then zoom in here and watch how we act here on open. We are opening in 5 seconds. And we are open. Nice little gap up there on a lot of volume to the buy side here on open. Let's have a look here at how some of our stuff did over the weekend. My mini Robinhood is up 1.7%, 1.3%. It's pretty volatile right now, but we have some call spreads we sold on there and a lot of condors over the weekend that lost a lot of volatility. Even though we did have a move up to the upside, I have a couple condors that are adjusted a little bit down on that one. But getting closer to the break even, that implied volatility crush, giving us a good amount there. So we'll look and see to realize most of today's profit by about 11 a.m. is when you'll probably see, well, 11 Central. So the end of the stream is when you'll mostly see most of those die. If we go to trade here, we look at the spread. It's up to 37, so that one's not doing too well. But I believe I sold that. It's a 366 for when? What is it for? Let me look here. Let's just look at the dashboard here. It might be for this week. It is for December 4th. So that is actually 2 Fridays from now, which is nice. What was our original price on this? Our average price here was, here's the calculator here, 127 is how much I got the 366 option for, minus 91. So 36 is the credit we got on it. So we went up on it a lot there at close on Friday then, and now we're back to kind of back to where we got the original credit right now. So, and that's a almost $2 move up over the weekend just to get back to break even on a position we entered the other day. So a lot of times you're going to make a lot of money on that. Watching the 358.20 level as resistance to the upside if we do get up there. Right now we are having a positive open, but here on the 5-minute, the MACD line's getting very high. We could see a line cross. Watching for one here in the next 30 minutes. Wow, my watch has been dead for a while. It just gave me notification about a text that I got 4 days ago. Yep, here come all the texts from everybody. So, green open here on SPY so far. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get my other mini account, which is on iPad I don't have with me. But I'll be right back with that in a second here. Let's close this out here and mute this for 1 second. Okay, I'm back here, and I just stepped on my headphone cord. That's fine. Okay, bit of cool off here for SPY here in the last few minutes, here on the 1 minute. Watching that closely, see if we'll get a bounce off the 9 SMA, or if we will just continue to trend up here for the first few minutes of open. Let's open our Robinhood back up here. This cool down here might affect the options a little bit. We're going to be up about 2% on the day on the small account, which is pretty good, I think. This call spread, I'm only up $2 on. It's down $1 today, which is good for me because I sold it. And that's for, it's back up. This is for the 365, 366 spread. So $8 away. But that one expires this Friday. I think some of these are going to die here in the next couple of days. These call spreads, if they don't break back up to the upside, we will see. Republicans seek an order blocking Pennsylvania vote certification. Not really any huge news this morning. I mean, China tensions and stuff, but that happens a lot. And people seem tired of it at this point. Like, you know what? I'm just going to buy in. See what happens. And again, I don't like to really place trades in the first 30 minutes of market open, as I don't like to risk much volatility. So I'll wait for most of it to die down. Then we'll see if we can plot a direction. That line cross is getting really close on that MACD here on SPY. We're very close. It could be Tuesday or Wednesday, if not today. By the end of today, I think I'll know whether or not it's Tuesday or Wednesday for a big move down if we break below, if we fail the 354 level. The 1 hour MACD's been kind of muted here right around the zero line. But yeah, basically doing nothing right now. Got some water in my throat, feels weird. A lot of new symbols added to the 1-day 9 SMA confirmation. High here for SPY. I'm watching as a break, potentially a mini break, 357.65. We can chart that. See what happens there. Let's close that out for a minute. But then we also have a very steep line here. Nope, there's a break to the upside. It's just going to be up. I was going to say this bottom support is very high. So we'll see which way SPY's going to go now with this jump to the upside. It could be a good long here for a little bit, but not a financial advisor. Everything I do on this stream is with my own money, my own risk, and it's for educational purposes only. Not about to kind of tell you guys what to do with your money, but if you'd like to share an experience, yeah. Let's see here. It can be a losing experience, but it'll be shared. These SPY options will probably open kind of green. These further out ones on my long term. I'm thinking of entering another big position on the long term. Perhaps an iron condor that's adjusted down. I would put the bottom of that condor no higher than 325, as I think we could near that level. But right now, like, I have a lot of 370 stuff, 372, 377 stuff that I was able to sell really far out. 375, 380. So I bought 2 of each of those, but I sold 2 of each of those. So not really exact trade sizes, but those are $5 wide spreads on those. So $500 is tied up in each option trade there. Trump tweets news conference about drug prices. So that was on the 20th. Yeah, just this morning. There's not really anything. You have AstraZeneca's COVID news, their vaccine news, which is, I guess, nice. That's the 3rd weekend in a row we've gotten positive vaccine news coming into Monday from a vaccine competitor. First it was Pfizer, then it was Oh, who was next? Moderna. I keep forgetting their name. And now AstraZeneca. Those are the three big front runners, I think. White House advisor Kudlow, this is on the 20th, says working on repurposing unused funds for targeted coronavirus relief packages. Do not think the U.S. economy is slowing down. My dad mentioned that. He's like, why can't they take the unused money from the first package? Because there's money from the first package just sitting there. High RSI, high MACD makes me think this high price is a little bit unstable. 5 minute kind of lining up with it, but it's not as strong because we've been kind of stagnating here in this area. I'm going to delete this line here. That might be something I'll watch. I did like this break to the upside though, as a short-term bullish play. Yeah, there's your open above that again. So might not be done going down, but I do think when we do, the 1 minute and the 5 minute are both going to line up a line cross here, potentially later in the day. It's not a very strong one, so I don't know if I would enter any trades today. I might exit a few if I'm high enough on profit percentage wise. If we go on here, let me go total percent change. So, 33% on that condor that expires on the 4th, up 36% on this condor that expires on the 30th, 12.9 on one that expires on the 4th, that's a different one, and then up 20% on the one that expires this Friday. I think some of these, I need to hold these longer to realize more profit, because it's really a better deal at this point to, try to get out of some of these, but you do want to make sure you're securing enough profit on each of those. So mini account is up $9 today. Well, 8 now, but that's 1.5% on it, and the percentage number is the more important part, because if you can steadily get a certain percentage gain per day, per week, per month, it scales up really fast. If you made 1% on an account every day for a year, at the end of the year the account will have quintupled. 500 would be 2,500. If you only made, from the beginning, you would only make $5 a day, but at the end, 1% of 2,500, a little bit less than that, you're making about $250 a day there at the end. No, actually, wait, is that 25? Yeah, $25, sorry. But it scales. It goes up really fast, and if you can guarantee a rate of income like that, that's where you're gonna get to the point where, hey, this could be a business. It could be a career, and that's what I'm going for. I really like sharing this with people, and if I can show you guys that guaranteeing a consistent rate of income is possible on even a really simple scale, like right now I'm just doing SPY credit spreads. That's all you need. You just need one thing, find something you're good at. I think I found my thing, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, I mean, still looking for a consistent rate. I'd love to get over the 25,000 mark so we can start day trading, which will make it easier. But we'll have to wait and see. Right now, the mini is up 1.32%. Holy cow, what just happened? High volume. Somebody said something. But there's your break above this channel. This could be a move to the upside for now. Not seeing anything on it. Market manufacturing PMI. I don't think it would have been this. Would it have been? That's a really big jump here. This is a resistance that had been met multiple times and not even touching it. Got blown through now. What? I don't know if there's somebody talking right now or what. Let me go see if I can find out, because that just raised the volatility like crazy. It's just the composite stuff, PMI. I don't see anybody live. I'm not seeing anything. Is it just this? The market composite PMI? That would be crazy. We'll have to wait and see because that just crushed the implied volatility. That actually, no, not crushed. It reversed the implied volatility that we got of our condors here on the mini. So right as I said, it was up 1.5%. Now it's only up 0.5%. And that's just because the implied volatility of the options here with this really high volume now is crazy. I'm thinking with the high implied volatility, we're now down on this call spread. If I should try to enter another condor here to the downside is still what I'm thinking. Normally I don't trade here in the first 15 minutes to half an hour, but with something like this, I think we could see something. So what I'm going to do is we're going to try to get a call spread, an iron condor actually. I have actually the right one here that's getting 10% on the right side for the 27th, which is Friday. We could try one for let's not do the 25th. Let's do some stuff for December 2nd, I guess. See if we have any dollar-wide spreads here. We do. At the, let's see, 64, 52, 42. We could sell the 369 call, 370 call. I like that. That's high enough. It's up at the top of our channel. And then on the put side, we could try to fill something for an extra couple of dollars, but way down here, I mean, you could try. I think I'll just keep it one-sided. So we'll do the December 4th. We'll sell the 369 call and buy the 370 call. Sorry, that's not the right one. No, because the price of that changed. Sorry, no, December 2nd is the right. I don't know what I'm doing here. Yeah, 369, 370 for December 2nd. It's a $10 credit. Let's try to fill that at 10 and see what happens. We don't really have any indicators going for us right now that would make me want to do that trade. The reason why I want it filled there is because of the fact that I have an overall bullish trend on the market right now. I'm sorry, I keep saying it backwards. Bearish on the market right now, and if we do get an implied volatility crush, that'll make money in itself, but also a move to the downside would make some money too. Yeah, it just looks like it's the market composite PMI. Composite PMI is the Composite Purchasing Managers Index. It's an indicator of economic health for manufacturing and service sectors. Composite PMI is a number from 0 to 100. A PMI above 50 represents an expansion when compared to the previous month. And as you can see here, we did get a 57.9 versus 56.3 prior, so that number is rising. And that looked good for investors. Over the last month, though, you see we had this, and then we had this volume. So it's going to be a little bit higher, I think, for this, because you had this huge buy-in wave for the election. So I think that's kind of a given. So they're kind of trying to price that in now, and now the implied volatility is starting to go back down a bit. Yeah, high volume on that, and then back down to normal. So we'll watch and see. I mean, that was like a really crazy move to get us up above this resistance point here. Very, very interesting there. Gold roll a quick lows. Okay. 1,855 an ounce. The stock spike. Yeah, they spiked off of the. Yeah, because the PMI, that would make sense because People realize more people are putting their money into those sectors and that profitability area instead of gold. That's going to be some reason to maybe go away from gold for the time being. Haynes Brands here, new highs since their earnings beatdown. Just broke the 1380 level. If we look at them here on the 1 hour, we can see we had this high here, 1370 something. But we had gapped directly down below it on earnings here and had not gotten back up to that 1380 level before. Very happy with this move up. So we are now above the 180 MA here on the 1 hour, back into a bullish trend. So we'll be holding that one for a few more days. Wait for a reversal that we like. And yeah, again, this is our entry point, 1364. I entered it, I think, on Tuesday or Wednesday last week. So if you count how long I've been in it, it hasn't been like 1% a day or anything. It hasn't been super special, but it's money that would have been just sitting. So yeah, look at this stagnation now that we're actually up here. Just this big move, $1.10 about. And now you're back to just stagnant, lower volume again. So mini kind of cooling down, still up 0.75% on the day now. Let's check our other mini here. I think it's going to be down a bit on the day. Yeah, it's down $4 or 3%. As the one spread we have on it is back up to break even for what we sold it for on Friday with this move up. So I'll still hold that one because I'm still bearish on that right now. But yeah, that PMI really got SPY up there. Now, if you're looking at new key levels here put in by this move, I mean, this is a big candle. There's not really much to go off of with the other stuff, but this was a pre-market high. We broke through that, not pre-market, just open high in the market open. Broke through that, kind of refueled, and then shot up. And then this PMI thing was a completely different thing. It might have been an anticipatory run up to that, and now we're calmed down again. I would look at the high of that wick, 358.82. You could just do 80. Multiples of 5 I always like to do more. And then here on the downside right now, I mean, 30 even right now. You're not going to let me do 30 even, but something like that. Another channel we're kind of in right now. This is just really short-term channel. So they could only be in that channel for another 10 minutes, maybe less. This line cross up here. See if they calm down up here and they just show the MACD, hey, this is actually where we want to be right now, 358.50 after this correction. This is where we want to be. Or is it going to point to, okay, yeah, time to reverse down. The muted MACDs are making me think that this might be the case and people just want to stop moving for now. And that would be good for the condors, but in the meantime, that implied volatility did get hurt there on those on the big move. Those are a ton of little things I'm looking into, kind of getting down. Like I didn't really know that this was a thing. Higher mid-COVID vaccine optimism. AstraZeneca hopes immunization could begin soon. Vaccine optimism has lifted airlines and retailers for the session. Haynes Brands. 83 was their top. Yeah, good for Haynes Brands. But if you were trading Haynes Brands on the 5-minute, you would have bought in about 1375 if you saw this open above the 9-period SMA. And then you would hold, well, right now it is above it, but not all the indicators are lining up. This MACD is kind of a mess. So I wouldn't have bought in on that. But since I'm already holding the shares using a different time frame, As for how long I should hold it, that's going to be different. I don't have any really other positions I can enter on the mini. We can look at, after this jump up, the spread on the other account is up $5. Here's not as much volume, but what could be your fail to the downside here. But yeah, there are a lot of different ways you can play condors where whenever they go wrong for you, you can just look into entering another one where if it corrects back, it's not averaging in. I mean, it is averaging in, but I don't consider it averaging in if when I'm putting in another condor, I'm doing a different time frame, a different risk profile, different strikes, uh, because an iron condor basically covers a lot of things. My long-term account is doing good, but that's as of 15 minutes ago. That is not factored in the big spike you're about to see here, which is probably going to affect that account a little bit. Is up on Haynes Brands. I'm not even up a whole dollar on my Haynes Brands trade just because I didn't really get that many shares at all. Here's some buyers trying to hold that green level, which was the channel breakout I had here. Broke right through it with PMI. Found it as support. We'll see if that's something we need to keep them green today. That doesn't change the fact I'll still be shorting them. And as of right now, we're still green on these accounts. This is normally around half an hour to an hour in is when you stop seeing those big implied volatility moves. The high liquidity is going to kind of go down. If we go to the 5 minute, no, actually we have the 5 minute. Oh, no, we don't. This is the 1 hour. Let's go to 5 minute. You can see the volume here kind of trending down, but then we had this big spike on the PMI. Waiting for that MACD to cross. If we get a line cross up here, maybe above the 0.15 level, I will look into a move there, something to the downside on that. I would probably have to do that on the long-term account, as my short-term account is kind of tied up at this point on some other spreads, but it's already set up for that same move. Mostly condors, but a couple call spreads, so we are bearish. All right, line cross here on the 1 minute with this breakdown, and we are testing that low again. I have to watch that closely. I'm going to get rid of this line because this really isn't relevant anymore. Just this line here. If we can fail back down through that level, this is probably a little bit lower than here. I don't know if we'll try to gap down to maybe 10, 358.10. That would show that we might be about to head back down the sell-off here potentially. There we go. Break back to the downside. Again, if you guys have any questions, if anyone's watching, they have questions, certain stock, certain opinion, I can pull up a chart of that stock and give you guys my thoughts on it if you guys have anything. Full disclosure though, I don't really trade EVs, so I don't have as much insight as someone else might. I just look at the charts, and EVs are a bit too volatile for me. Here's SPY breakdown. See if they can get down to the 10, 358.10. They did here. They poked below it there. Hey, actually, the that move, that big move actually helped our long-term account, which is very interesting. The increase in implied volatility helped all of our condors and call spreads. I've kind of got the same type of market outlook on every account, but I don't have the exact same options on all of them. There's your fail down. That's gonna, yep, now we're back up to almost 1.7% on the day. Back up $10 now. Nice move to the downside. And the reason why we're back up to new highs on the day is because, oh man, I tried averaging into that new one. I told you guys about that, but it looks like it did not fill me. Let's see what the price of it is at now. I try to replace the order. I got it. I tried to get it filled at 10 when the bid was 9 and the ask was 11. Current price on that, it's 9, so it's only down $1 right now. But I did not get the fill I wanted. That's okay. With this turnaround, though, I'm liking a move, but I really wanted to get it at the top when those options were a lot higher in price. When the market is more uncertain is when you can make a bit more money on a reversal while staying a bit safer. But that fail below that line, I really like that. We'll see how long we hold that. I'm watching for the 5-minute to see if we find support at the 9-period SMA for now. Maybe have a bounce on that. I don't know if we'll test these new highs again. If we do, you could long through that potentially. But this would be your long. Your short would be below this SMA right now. But I am watching for a bounce here the first time, as I think the movement could be a little slow. Be a little patient about that. But a break back down to about the 357.80 level, basically this bottom line, which is at the 65. It's 15 cents lower than that, but about the same thing. And you've basically erased the move from the PMI number, which is kind of unfortunate because a lot of people bought in on that because they were happy. And now there's just people sent off like, oh, wait, no, still don't have stimulus. The vaccine still will not be here for months. So what if it's good news? It's like it's the last 3 times we've had it, the moves have been smaller and smaller. The one on Pfizer, you had a move of about $10. Here on the Moderna move, you had a move of about, see from here to there, about $5 at the most, maybe $3. And then here you had one of 2, and not very much strength behind it, especially with these indicators now pointing to a downtrend. I could look into trying to enter that spread again, but moving my legs down one so I can still get a $10 fill. I think I will wait actually, since that's over. We are past the first half hour of entering spreads, but I already entered one against my rules. I'm gonna wait until I see a MACD line cross here on the 5-minute chart for SPY before I would sell any call spreads. Although I did try to sell one here, did not fill, but that would have been perfect. Doing it at the times of high implied volatility, but still going with the overall market direction. By that I simply mean going the direction that I think the market will go. And I can only say think, you can never say no, but these indicators often do a good job of indicating the direction, a lot of them lining up. RSI is about at 60 right now, so starting to lower. You can see the RSI has kind of been oscillating during this whole time. RSI was nowhere near as high as it was here, and we kept hitting all-time highs. But we are oscillating, beginning to go back down. I'm going to wait until I see a sell signal here, and then I will potentially enter a much larger move, maybe even a debit spread for an increase in implied volatility there, which I think could be very profitable. We'll watch. Yeah, long-term account is good, up at 2% today. Yeah. Long-term's up 2%. I don't even have the whole account in stuff. Oh, I'm going to start averaging into this account with some income from a job that I get. I am applying for a job today. I gotta hear back from Chick-fil-A in like less than a day. It was crazy. So we'll see about adding some extra income there in the afternoons. Very excited about that. There's a little bit higher volume here. There's your big drop. And while the implied volatility is increasing again, our directional put spreads, our call spreads are making a lot of money here. No more news on this, assuming with this amount of volume that it could just be a sell-off here, and people are starting to give into the peer pressure. They're like, a lot of other people are selling their stuff off now after this. Just a lot of people decided to go ahead at the same time here, it looks like. Here after the fail through, this line that I had as a resistance here, we did have a lot of volume on that candle. But we did wick down to the 180 MA on the 1 minute. MA is just moving average. It's the simple moving average, but I just say the normal MA. There's the simple moving average, the exponential moving average, the volume weighted moving average, which I think might be the same as the volume weighted average price. I still have to look at that, but I am going to make a video about the VWAP, volume weighted average price, and the exponential moving average, or the EMA, which is a lot easier to say than simple moving averages, SMA. I have a video up about that already. I don't know if I'll redo any videos once I get better at doing higher video quality. I'd like to be able to do some videos where I'm actually cutting stuff. Maybe adding some graphics to sound better, but we'll see. This is a bit too big of a move to the downside to even justify trying to wait for this. I'm not saying enter a trade now. I'm saying once you enter this, they're going to be, maybe not. I don't know if this breakdown will be that much. But whenever you're longing or shorting something, I like how SPY is up 0.6% and Haynes Brands over here is up 1% on this gray candle here. I'm really happy for them, especially since I own some shares. Bit more volume here, moving down to the 180 MA. We just opened right on the line. We're going to see which way the direction of the stock wants to go. We had crossing MACD lines over here. They're both heading down, fighting over that zero line. It's just about, this one's about 0.4. This one's 0.6, negative 0.606. So just about centered right now. We'll see if we can get a bounce off of this. I'd like that. Not like that, but I think that's something that would happen. Here, this bounce off, potentially a test of here. I don't know if this will be our resistance or this will be our resistance. Maybe even this could be our resistance. But this could be heading for a trend back down to the downside. We will have to see. Mini account up 2.26%. Good correction off this move back down to the downside. And as you can see, I did not panic at all. I just evaluated my positions, decided with the increase in implied volatility, do I want to use this as an exception to enter something? And while I did try to enter something, I would have made an extra $2, which on this account is only like 0.1 or 0.2% on a move like that, maybe 0.3 or 0.4. I was calm about it. I tried to enter it. I didn't get it filled, but I didn't panic about that either. I just stayed with what I had. Here's what a potential 3-bar play. It's not really technically a 3-bar play. I mean, if you did 3-minute candles, you can consider the open from this to the close to this of being a bar, this being a bar, but that's kind of breaking the rules. Changing the rules around in the stock market, no one's going to... if other people are seeing the same move, then it's more likely to get higher volume. So, if everyone knows the same thing. But we are back down to the downside. New low there. Just broke down below the 180 MA. I want to see the... yeah, look at this. This is just going like mad. This is doing any shares higher than a volume. Well, actually, no, I need to change that. Size. I'm going to go here. I'm going to do a custom size filter. I don't know why they don't have 100 as a base that you can use. But I like to do that. So the minimum share size I see is 100. I click off of that. You're going to see basically a lot of multiples of 100. Some 200s in there. 800. And then you can kind of look at these, the bigger guys. Think about how much more hold a guy with 100 shares has in the market than a guy with 1. Why even look at the guy with 1, right? Seeing what these bigger guys are tending on doing. Like a lot of reds, there's some greens, reds, greens. Seeing the balance here, which way it wants to trend. You can kind of tell how much volume is pushing this move in real time rather than just watching this little volume bar go up. 2.5% up now on the smaller account. We're up 45% on this Iron Condor, where the middle is 353. We might have to close that if we get down to... I want to close some stuff today. That would be nice if I could close one or two things. This is beautiful. This is where we opened. Wait, we're up 0.5%, but that's counting from the Friday close. Not the Monday open. We opened here. We're back down through that low. Not ad study, sorry. I'm going to do trend line. Yeah, I was talking with a friend the other day, and he's a farmer, and he mentioned some stuff about how he sometimes watches futures and stuff. He kind of understands the supply and demand aspect of all these different events, and I thought that was really interesting. So I think he was going to check out the stream sometime, maybe ask some questions. But if you ever see any like corn futures stuff in the chat, maybe some soybean stuff, that might be him. But yeah, we told him to come check it out, so we'll see. I haven't delved into futures yet. I do sometimes look at /ES, which is the S&P 500 E-mini, so basically just the S&P 500, but it's the futures instead, which I feel like are very similar to options, where you want a certain price on an option on a stock at a certain time, certain date. But you know, I still need to look more into that, see what the difference between options and futures are, because I think there are some futures that have options on the futures. So no idea. I'll find out eventually. Mara jumps 22% after broker mention. Nasdaq futures back to flat. Yeah. And then you see SPY going down now. 2.26% up on the small account. Our second mini, which had only a put spread, was down 4% on the day, back up to break even. Now it's back down under $1, which is 0.84% down, because you can only move those spreads $1 at a time. That is for the 367, 368 call spread that I sold for December 4th. So yeah, that one's down to 16. It's going to put us at break even. Good. So you can see that when I'm selling that one thing and nothing else, the price of the spread throughout the day is basically the exact mirror of what my account is doing today, because that's the only thing I have in the portfolio. And that's not because I have like a ton of the spreads. The account has like a little over $100 in it. It had more at one point, but I took over at a different point in time. Since I've gotten it, it's up. Let's see. I took it right there at $108. It's at $118, which is technically 10%. So that's pretty good if you ask me. Again, the only thing that matters is the percentage growth. It doesn't matter if you have $100 or $100,000. Your percentage growth shows how good of a trader you are. Anybody can go on and say that they made $1,000. All right? If you put in enough money, you'll eventually make $1,000 at least once, on a fluke even. So it's beginner's luck, whatever. I would be more impressed with you. Say you make $1,000 in a week. I'd be more impressed if you came up to me and said that you'd been making $100 a week for a whole year. Because that's the consistency that is hard to get in the market. You're only as good as your portfolio is only going to be as good as your last trade. So sometimes you see these skids where, hey, why is the account doing bad today? I placed good trades today. That could be bad trades you placed a few days ago that are still hurting you because they were bad decisions. So sometimes you have to put your head down and be like, look, I screwed up a couple days ago. My account's doing bad right now because of it. But I can't let that affect the mentality that I still need to place every trade like it's my last trade. It needs to be a good trade. So looking for a reversal here on SPY. We're Getting the MACD lines close, there's another one. Close to crossing underneath the 0 line. That could be a point to potentially crossing back up above the 9 SMA and the 180 SMA here at the same time, potentially going back into this channel. As you can see, this kind of made a really nice looking channel here with the line right in the middle. This isn't quite in the middle, but that was about where our resistance was after the jump up. This might have been where a Fibonacci retracement or something would have helped. So what we can do is we can actually delete all these. And I can show you guys what I mean. We're just going to command click it and remove drawing because I'm on Mac here. Oh, sorry. No. I just want to do this one. Remove drawing. There we go. So you can see it's a little bit more naked looking of a chart now, but if you go to your drawing tools and down here in TD Ameritrade, they have a lot of Fibonacci stuff here. Fibonacci retracements right here. We can plot the open of the market, which is right here. Then we can plot the top of this move, 82 level. And we can see those lines. This line here, they kind of fought with. I mean, look at this. This is really crazy. You have, I mean, while it is kind of a mess right now at the scale, this was support, this was resistance, this was support, this was support. Well, actually, that's the 180 MA. So that, but now you broke down below that. Now you're back above. So what if your resistance is 357.60? That could be a place to look at. I am going to delete it for now because it's kind of a mess. It's really busy. Remove that drawing. Kind of really needs to be on a bigger chart, but I have a lot of smaller charts so I can look at different time frames at the same time, which is very helpful. So again, this MACD is getting really close to crossing 1 to 2 days. So there's your cross back up above the 9 SMA here. We'll see if they found resistance here on the 180, kind of falling back off. We'll have to test a new low. I'm not going to worry about replacing those lines because I don't think any of those are going to come back into play. 93, we'll do 95 as a low, and then actually we can put in the open, which is 30. That's where we are right now. And that's not really looking like it's going to do anything. Okay, we'll watch how that moves. I'm going to take a quick break real quick. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Yeah, watch this for me and potentially move up above this. This could be a key level up above 50 or below 95 here. So I'll be right back here in a minute. And it doesn't let me mute it. There we go. I have returned, and it looks like we did get a breakdown to the downside here. And that red line is another pre-market low that we looked at, and it looks like it did wick below that on high volume. Dow Jones reports White House weighing new action. Yep, so the China tensions are resurfacing now. I mean, if you want to consider resurfacing, they were talking about it this morning. Let's see what that did to our minis here. We are up about only 2% on that right now. On that, oh wait, no, 2.4%. We're probably gonna get the software update thing pop up here on the computer in a second. I just don't want to update my computer or my phone. No, actually it popped up down on the screen. Okay, our mini is back in the green, our smaller mini, and then our bigger mini, which is the one I trade on primarily, is doing good as well. That's a new break to that downside, that pre-market downside, and then it looks like Haynes back into the 1380. We peaked up at 1385. Very happy to see that swing trade start to work out, as I haven't really tried anything like that. On the side, I did buy an actual piece of gold the other day. It was nothing to do with what current gold prices were. I did not look at it at all, but I got just like a gram of gold, and it's just in my wallet. And I thought that was like super cool to just own a piece of gold. And yeah, I mean, it's really fun. And it's probably whatever price I got. I don't care what it is. Whatever premium I paid over spot, whatever it is right now. Like if I looked up what's gold spot price, because I just bought it from like a local coin shop. Gold spot price. I want it for a gram. We're under $60 right now. Yeah, I paid a bit more than that. But there is always a premium that goes with gold just for holding it. Yeah, so that account's up, that account's up. Good, good, good. I'm going to pull up something else here on our second mini here. Really liking this move to the downside now. Testing the 180 MA now on the 5-minute. Looks like they tried to blow right through that thing, which they made that look so easy. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I bumped the lock button on my iPad. Here we go. So we'll see how far down we want to trend on this. But again, the 354 level, while we did have that big spike up to 358 here at the beginning of the day, which was great, we've dropped over $2 since then. That spike right there, as I was talking, makes it about $2.50, which is a very big move, considering that was a move that we had to erase. SPY is still up 0.2% from their Friday close, but it wasn't that long ago when we had some people talking, the Robinhood IPO guy, and stuff. They were talking, and I'm like, you know what? I don't think we should be up here right now. Let's start to sell off. So I mean, you had, if you look at the 5-minute back here, right on close here, we had this big drop down here to 355 immediately. I was actually out of town when this happened, but I mean, look at that, 356 to 372. That's not a huge. Sorry, I was looking at the 356 to 354. So $2 here. You made back $2 there, made some more here, big jump here, and now we're falling back down. There is a pullback right now. One thing I could do is try a Fibonacci retracement to maybe get in a, if you wanted to get in a short. I'm not going to, I don't think. 358.81 is our top, and our bottom is currently about 355.90. If you did that, Your resistance level for the pullback would be 65. Actually, it's showing more like 59, about 60. Or is that, no, sorry, here, that's where it is. 60 would be one of those price levels that you'd watch for a pullback too. So I'm going to delete that because it's in the way right now. So is my mic. What's hide curve 0%? I don't know what that means. Delete. Oh, you can hide curves. Oh, that's cool. I'm deleting the whole thing anyway. Remove drawing. Okay. So that level showed a pullback to the 60 level. We could put that on here. That's about 60, correct? There was a level that we broke right down through as well. Account going back down a bit in value. It must be the, now that we're dropping the implied volatility rise. As of a minute ago, Republican national security experts call on Trump to concede and begin transition. Washington Post report. Yeah, some guy like Trump, he's a very energetic type of person. I can tell that some people are ready to just get out of the office if as soon as they lost the election. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, some people, I mean, that's just, some people really like that sort of thing. But some people might just be emotionally drained at the end of a 4-year term. And to fight as hard as he is, and now considering a run in 2024, not sure how much validity, I guess, is to that. That's, I mean, he really, really likes being the president. So I think anybody that runs for president would enjoy being the president, but like, I think Trump's on another level. I'm gonna always make whenever I make like political analysis, I don't want to jump to one side or the other. Like, heck, I didn't even vote in this election because I didn't get signed up in time. My state already had it decided though, so shouldn't be incentive not to. Let's see here. So let's see if they use that 60 as a resistance. TCT, ECOM were added to the 1-day 9 SMA. I'm going to play around a lot more with indicators these next few days here this week. Tapping around some stuff on my iPad here. So the mini's up 2.26%. This puts us up 5% on the last week because the last day we had before that was actually a down day. As soon as we get that day down where you're down 0.83%, offset it with that, that's when you're going to be seeing about 10% over a week. Very happy about that. Not obsessed. I'm proud of my progress made this week. I've noticed if I showed my long-term portfolios, basically all of my portfolios on a long time frame, you'd see a spot where it just immediately turned around and started to do better. And that was when I started streaming this. It's like showing my trades to other people. I mean, some people will obviously say, oh, you're revealing your secrets and stuff. I'm sharing strategies because other people are losing a lot of money doing this stuff. I want to help those people, showing them and then prove it that it works by doing it myself. So some people can say, yeah, you're sharing secrets and stuff. They aren't really secrets. It's just I came across one of the few strategies in the stock market that works, and anybody could have found it. It just takes determination and refusal to trade dumb stuff. If you keep doing the same dumb strategy, you can't say, oh, other people are smarter than me because the thing I kept trying didn't work. There is a level of consistency that you need to show when you're trading certain stuff, but there's a difference between determination and relentless refusal to change your strategy when it's proven to be wrong, when it's proven to be bad. Like someone that's like I relate. I started trading naked call options on Robinhood. I was one of those guys, but I'm like, look, I'm not losing my life savings in the market. I was doing this as for fun. If I want to make this my job, I can't afford to just keep trying to do it the dumb way. And trading call options is literally like gambling. And I did not come to the stock market to gamble. I will never gamble in my life. Again. If you count the naked call options that I did on all this stuff. SPY looking to reverse. Looking like they are fighting there at that level. That was actually one of our Fibonacci retracements from that big move. See if they go up through it. Catch it on a... Trying to catch it on a pullback. And when I'm trying these new indicators, I'm trying new strategies, I'm not just going to start using that indicator exclusively and take every chance that I have for something. Like I'm not going to be that guy. I just want to try these slowly, one at a time, see if I can get these to work. Here's it. I'm not going to rush anything though. Self-discipline is one of the hardest things to learn in the market. I don't care if you make $100 a day, $1,000 a day, $10,000 a day, $1 a day. If you're not disciplined, you will not make money in the long run. And that's what I'm here for. So, you have to develop a lot of self-discipline. It's very tough, but it is doable. If you're serious about this as a passion, you need to be willing to put in work. I'm not going to be one of those flashy YouTuber guys that's like, oh, look, I made this much. My students are making this much. That stuff's like a cult. Don't do that stuff. I'm not going to sell you anything. Never going to sell you anything. Any information that I make public is going to be free. The only way I would be making money off of people watching this is if they would like to go out of their way to additionally support me, i.e. Patreon, if I ever opened like some type of store with stuff in it. But all the stock advice, you don't need to pay anything. I mean, I might offer a couple perks in Patreon, like a Zoom meeting every week or something, or maybe even Microsoft Teams. I don't know. Zoom's cool, but I don't really like them. I don't really trade quarantine stocks or EVs right now. Anything super trendy, higher volatility is just higher risk. People don't see. So we are back above that 356.60 level. That was one of our Fibonacci retracements, but doesn't work every time, so I didn't rush anything. Let's go by total today to total return. Up $3 on this spread. It's down to $7. Now it's down to 6, so we're at 4. That's something where I think we can hold that through tomorrow. We're at 3% now on this mini. Holy cow. Yeah, this is exactly what we needed. I gotta wipe my glasses here. Yeah, the other mini that has $100 in it has just a call spread on it that it sold. It's a credit spread. I'm telling you guys, credit spreads are so good. I don't think people realize how good credit spreads are. Or at least the people that do love credit spreads don't concede how good they are, potentially to hide a secret or something. I don't know if my sound quality's changed. I've moved the mic further away. It's kind of out of the way, so it's not like really close. Hopefully it sounds a bit more natural like this. I still have the pop filter in the way. I didn't buy the pop filter for this. I just already had it. Let's see if there's any news on this. No. Okay. So we'll watch the reversal here for SPY. I definitely am leaning towards bearish now for them. And like, it's not that I never wasn't, but all these movements keep reassuring me that, yeah, I think this is the way they want to go. Almost through my second bottle of water. Alrighty. Yep, our other account has adjusted now. It's now yeah, the numbers are kind of mixed up right now, but implied volatility is dropping now on this, so this one's looking really, that's, oh, it would be factoring in the price of the spread at this drop. We see the reversal, then that's going to pop right back up. So our spread here we sold for 35 is now worth 32. It was worth 40 or so earlier, but it's for 2 weeks out. I'm thinking I might need to average more into that side. Potentially open another condor, but balanced to the downside. Because I definitely want to get into some stuff before we break down below the 356 level. Because, I mean, I'm excited about this. I've never been so excited about the market going down. I really want this to happen really bad. And I'm confident that in time, in the next few days, it will. We could have some weekly options and make bank. We'll look into that. If I make enough this week, I might just make an exception, play a debit spread on some weeklies and see what happens. Okay. It is 10:45 a.m. if you're going off East Coast. I'm just going to translate to East Coast. I think it's Chicago or whatever the central one is. Central Chicago, whatever. Oh, man, this is one of the best days my minis had. I did have that one other day where I made 7% in a day, but that was because I lost a lot the day before and held everything. EU to propose new rules to make it easier for patients to access cheaper generic drugs. EU to apply antitrust rules more strictly on patent-holding drug makers to improve affordable drugs. Okay, yeah, so kind of trying to get rid of that patent rule that would keep people from trying to make new drugs. People make drugs for the patents. You take that away and everyone makes affordable drugs. I mean, a lot more likely for there to be knockoffs on there. There's a reason why we pay a lot for drugs that are really good, that have been really helpful to humanity. I'm not talking about like ones that you're addicted to. Those are like those aren't good for humanity. You might think they are, but they're not. That's just anyone who, might be on them or something. Anyways, I'm not going to go into that. Up 2.82% on the day on the larger mini. The smaller mini is now up 0.84%, just $1 because of that one spread. That spread is worth, let's see what your equity. It's worth 14 bucks. Now it's worth 15, so back to break even on the account. But for the date it expires, I'm thinking when would be the sweet spot to close it out. So it expires on the 4th. We've made 17% today. It's going back and forth between $14-15 right now. It's really, really sporadic, but on trend in the market, that's where you're gonna make the money. It's got $14 left on it. Expires on the 4th. Let me double check. Is it the 4th? Yes, that's 9 trading days from now. Whether or not you count today, you're excluding Thanksgiving if you're counting today. I mean, like, a really good deal is if I could squeeze $4 more off of it, basically another 30% off of the option, but then close it today or tomorrow, then that's like someone else can get that other $10 or however it's going to be divvied up between people's accounts depending on who buys what options with it. But if I could buy it back for like $10 or $11 by the end of today or tomorrow, I could just wait for if that big move to the downside happens in the next few days, that might just be the time to wait for that, because if you see a huge move to the downside, that spread could die immediately. But yeah, right now we are up $1 on it today, but all time we sold it for 20, right? So we're up $3 on it for now. So we'll keep watching that one, but for now I'm going to hold that one for a couple more days at least. SPY's consolidating here in this channel. I want to see which way they go. Obviously, 1-day MACD pointing down, 5-day MACD showing recovery. I would not do anything bullish on this though. Right now, I'm either neutral or bearish. The last thing I am right now is bullish. If they go up, good, great, good for them. I'll either lose some money or just not make as much money as I would have originally. But yeah, look right there. Haynes Brands up to $13.85. Finally starting to see a turnaround on them. In hindsight, though, you could have gotten in at a way better price than I did. If you waited a couple of more days or even bought the dip this morning, you could have got it at my current purchase price of a cent above. And then get in. This is basically 22-cent profit per share. So if I refresh this and have a look, refresh my long-term account here because that's where I'm swinging Haynes. New high up to 86. We're up almost 1% on our Haynes Brands investment. But if you look at our SPY options, our total gain loss combined across all the options is 25%. If you had the entire account in those SPY options, which is not going to happen, but it's very diversified. It's a large portion of the account, a good quarter of it, making 25%. That's 1% a day for, more than 1% a day for the amount of time I was holding it. Just on that chunk itself. So I'm very, very impressed with that. It shows you that the power of options is absolutely crazy. Even if you're just offsetting high probability ones with slightly lower probability ones, offsetting them, you can pick your risk. So while it is going to be more risky than just buying or selling a share, you can magnify that risk up to 5-10 times on a similar move and still make that same amount of money you would have made. You would have needed thousands of dollars to replicate the move of in shares. With that potential, with that opportunity, does come much higher risk, much higher accountability, because again, when opportunity is higher, risk is higher. If some stock go from $1 to $1,000 overnight, the opportunity is there. But if it goes to zero, you're out of money. You could put $1 million into that, trying to turn it into $1 billion. Something like that would never happen. It's just an example. What I could have done maybe is closed out of one of those put spreads on a turnaround if I wasn't super confident, and then re-enter one at a different strike later if I really wanted to. Haynes up to 13.86. Good for them. See, the reason why I liked Haynes in the first place, while they were showing up on my scanners, I actually found them before the scanner. Here on the 1 day, they are finally crossing above your 9-period simple moving average here. This is the first white candle day we've had on the MACD. While it is with lower volume right now, we're finally getting a run back up. I'm watching here the 1437, 1440 level, as that is where we wicked up to the day after your bad earnings. Because if we break through that, it could be all the way back up to 1518, 1515, whatever. Because this was a support for a super long time. That would be something I'd love to see. But, you know, just in it for the long haul, holding some shares. We'll see what happens. SPY's recovering pretty nicely right now. We're seeing them turn around here over the last 15-20 minutes. So our accounts are kind of cooling off a bit. .63% gain on the larger mini, and then we're at break even right now on the smaller mini, although we were down 4% on that one. So coming back to break even was actually a pretty big accomplishment for that one, I think. There's a confirmation candle to open above your 9-period SMA here on the 5-minute chart. Watching this one, you got it open here. Next open, if it's somewhere up here, could be a long. That could be a sell signal if you were shorting, or a buy signal if you are longing. That is something where I could look into potentially doing something shorter term on a spread to the upside. To be honest, though, I am so bearish on the stock right now that I don't think I'll even trade it, even if it's a good setup. The RSI is below 50. You'd like it to be as close to 30 as possible, although getting it under 30 or over 70 when you also get these other signals is not very likely. Like, you would need an uncharacteristic move from the stock to see that happen. But yeah, trending up right now. I mean, I'm seeing a bit of a channel here on the 1 minute. If you go here to the trend line, we can chart from about here to about there. Just going to get those two tops in there. We're kind of making a channel right here. Oh crap, that wasn't right. This magic mouse, you slide your fingers along the top of the mouse, it scrolls around. There we go, something like that. It's a channel. These lines look like they're kind of close to parallel. You could adjust them a bit more, but I think people are assuming that it's going to be parallel. I'm going to extend this to the right. This is just a rough estimate here, but I'm going to extend both of those to the right. And we can watch that move. The 5-minute moved over for some reason. Haynes Brands down at 83. This muted move back up to the upside is making me pretty optimistic about there not being a move back up to this area. I mean, there could be. It is very, very volatile here. Whatever way it moves, there's a good wick there, healthy wick, high volume doji before that one, which is rare. But they are still trending up like that. I mean, that would make it so you want to go more like this, something like that might be better. There we are. There we are. The market value of all of our spreads on the long term is relatively low, because that is all stuff that we aren't really going to realize the full profit of until the 18th of December. That market value price is offset by the fact that we own a lot of shares of Haynes, and that's kind of offsetting it. So it's showing the market value of our entire account is of our holdings is under $100, but that's because the stock is positive, but the spreads I'm selling is negative. So the difference between the price of the Haynes stock and the amount of money I can make on the credit spreads is $98 right now. So we are going to see those option prices go down a little bit now, but Haynes make our market value go up, and the implied volatility crush would make the market value of that account go down. Because either anything that's good for us is going to make that market value of those holdings increase. Oh wow, look at all this big volume stuff here. Sell 5,387 Facebook 280 calls for the 19th of February 2021 at $1,430 for 236,004 total deltas. I love looking at those huge trades. Somebody out there just did that. Somebody just sold that many calls. You go look at that. If I pull it up right now, if I go to Robinhood on my computer, I mean, let me just, I can log in with a different account here. This account has $4. This is an old one. I took a lot of money out of this one. Why did I leave $4 in it? Oh well. Okay. We're just going to look at, let's go to Facebook. Let's try to place an order. We're going to trade Facebook options. We're not actually buying them, but February 19th of 2021, the 280 calls. Continue. We're going to sell 5,387 of them for $14.90, which is what the guy got filled at. The max cost of that trade would be $8 million. $8 million. And that's how much money you would need in collateral. Oh, I'm sorry. That's to buy the calls. What about selling the calls? Because that is where you're going to find out you want to short those calls. You review this order. You do not have enough shares of Facebook or collateral needed to sell that. So for collateral, let me work out. Oh, we're up 3% now on the mini. Good, good, good. The condors are making us more money now than the one call spread I have on there is losing. But it's not really, I mean, it is losing, but it won more this morning, so it's just correcting at this point. If you sold that call, it's not telling me exactly how much money I would need. Yeah, millions of dollars. So I'm assuming that's someone that's selling covered calls on Facebook where they already own shares. But yeah, very, very, very exciting. Look at the volume spike on Haynes Brands. We're about to break 14. There we go, guys. That's a great swing. Almost 30 cents a share now is what we made on that. And that's just today. I mean, I've been holding it for a few days longer than that. Very, very good. Okay. I think we're good enough on these accounts. I'm just going to hold these positions, try to farm some more decay while they're all just condors and call spreads. That's really all I'm doing right now. So what we can do now is have a look at earnings. I don't think we have very many earnings calls this week. But we can check out the Market Chameleon. Or, you know what? Actually, let's not do Market Chameleon. Let's just go to Analyze. Sorry, no. It's Market Watch. Here we go, calendar. So, go to earnings. Is it loading for us here? Because I want to see it. You're not seeing earnings. Is it not updated on here? That's dumb. Might be something wrong with my computer. Oh well, I guess we will check Market Chameleon. Okay. Allegiant Technologies. Options volume is 736. I want to go by which ones have the highest option traffic right now. NIU Technologies had theirs already. Nutanix Class A. MP Materials Corp. Ambarella. Bowsen American Depository Shares. That one came out already. Urban Outfitters, they moved 21% on their last one. Their expected move for this earnings is 10% according to Market Chameleon. We can have a look at Urban Outfitters. Let's just throw them up there just for fun. Urban Outfitters. Let's do RURBN is Urban. They are about a $30 price stock. That's not bad. That might be something. And then we have the market maker move, which is 2.6. If the expected move is about 10% according to Market Chameleon, what we can do is go up 10%, go down 10%. It's about $3, a little bit more than $3. I think there's something, no, actually, wait, no. Very, very low option volume. Actually, what is the option volume on it? It doesn't say. There it is. 1,374 options. That's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. For instance, we can look at what is the options volume today of SPY. Go back to SPY. You look at the option volume of that. Where do you look at volume? 13.2 million. This is what I'm talking about. This high liquidity you get. I mean, look, people are actively trading right now the $250 put for December 4th. There's so many stupid things that the people you're going to see traded here on SPY that you won't on Urban, and the bid-ask spread for a stock as small as Urban Outfitters is way too small for me. Do not like that at all. We can look at Market Chameleon is not going to let me look at another date unless I subscribe, so no earnings then. Somebody put something on if I went to maybe Zip Traders forum, Facebook. I typed FB for Facebook. I'm kind of starting to obsess with the tickers. While I'm doing that, let's throw the charts back up here. Keep watching that. There's a move to the downside, breaking down out of that pattern actually as we speak. Man, that was everything bullish up move you could have asked for. Low RSI, MACD line crossing here, and a candle to open above the 9-period SMA. But I am just so, I didn't really like it. So, what was I going to do? I'm going to look at the circle that I'm in. I'm on that point in Facebook where I'm getting friend requests from a lot of people that like show pictures of themselves trading. And while I think that's cool and all, I tend to ignore those because you're just a lot of people that pretend to be trading personalities will, try to post inspirational quotes and stuff. While that stuff isn't bad, I can kind of tell. I've looked at enough that from the vibe that you get, that you can kind of tell when somebody's kind of, not really there, and they're not there to teach you how to trade. They're there for you. They're there to sell you. They're trying to sell you something, and that's when I kind of stay away from those. I look at my groups. Here we go. I don't do it on the browser much. You want me to look at these comments? TD Ameritrade, yep. You could also, I like to go in here and answer some questions on Charlie's Zip Trader forum for people. I'm not a moderator or anything. I just like answering the questions because I know a lot of answers. This guy's saying, I've been using Robinhood lately and did pretty well with it, but was just marked as a day trader. Of course, I didn't intentionally to prevent unnecessary losses, but what is the best platform you guys would recommend and why? So I'm going to refer him to TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim and Webull. Those are really the two big ones right now because they're other than Robinhood, but Robinhood doesn't really have analytics. You could also try Webull if you are looking for something a little more simple. Robinhood is great and all, but without indicators to trade off of, I would heavily recommend a broker that allows indicators. Let's see if that's gonna allows. Let's see if that sentence sounds right. Robinhood's great and all without indicators to trade off of. I would heavily recommend a broker that allows indicators. Use Charlie's referral link if you're considering Webull, because then he'll get more money. Put a face, and then he'll get it. That's not how you spell indicators. Indiactors. No, there we go. Then he will get more money. Okay, SPY reversing, broken out of that channel. I really like that. MACD line cross in the 1 minute, although it is a small move. I don't know how much further down we'll go, as it is kind of a correction, and I did like the longer term bullish patterns here. So bearish on the 1 minute to neutral, bearish to bullish on the 5 minute, and heavily bearish on the 1 day, which I am, oh man. And then here you got Haynes over here making quite a bit here. Very happy about that. Okay. Done with that comment. We're going to send that out like the post. I originally came here to look for earnings, didn't I? But I don't think I saw anything. See what I think. This guy here says he has an idea for a credit spread where you sell the Tesla 450 put for December 18th and then buy the same date, you buy the 445 put. So basically, you're betting $500 that Tesla will stay above $450 by the end of December 18th. That date, they will be above it. His reasoning is that it won't dip below this right before index funds all have to buy Tesla due to the S&P 500 inclusion. I believe they have to own Tesla by December 21st. Or December of 21. Not sure what that one means. 12/21. I'd have to look at the indicators as well. I'd actually go look at them right now and see what I think. I like your reasoning, but if Tesla is currently heavily overbought, it might not be as solid of a trade. And whether or not the people including it in is fine, yes, that's, oh crap, there's some high volume there on SPY. There we go. Look at this drop. New lows right there, blowing right through it. I am going to go check out Tesla, though, too, for this guy. It's by 12/18, so we can look at the one, maybe the 1 day. Yeah, I don't know what the high volume is on this. The Prime Minister thing was from earlier. Looking at Tesla, he says 450 might be one. I am seeing this support level here. Not sure. That would be close. You had to look at a different time frame as well. But yeah, big drop on there. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio currently giving his daily coronavirus update. Says we'll discuss intensifying safety precautions for schools. Says we will bring schools back. Yep, so COVID stuff. There you go. And now our mini is up 3.2%. This is all coming together, guys. I've been bearish on the market for a long time. We've been held up by vaccine news and stuff. We're down through day lows, just about back down to break even on SPY for the day. When over here we were up almost 1%. So, lots of volume on this drop. Yeah, these puts. Let's see, this put spread is down to $5. That's where I said I was going to try to close it by, no wait, sorry, that was a different one. Let me try this other account. It's down to $13. I think if I can close that out for 10 by the end of tomorrow, that would be my play. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put in an order for the small mini, where I have the 367, 368 call spread for December 4th for 13 cents. I sold it for 20 cents on Friday, and I'm going to put it in order to close it at 10. It's currently at 13, so it probably won't get filled today, but the highest bid right now is actually 11. So if I was able to get it to go all the way down to 10 and get it filled at 10, I'm up 2.5% on that account today. 10% past week. Very good. We'll have to watch that because that could be another good play here. Let's see. Ackman just made another March-like bet as of 46 minutes ago. I wonder if he was the guy who did the big short or something. I think it was. I'm seeing some good support levels at $4.65. And what's another level here? $400 even, I'll say. That one isn't as clear, but $4.50 may be far enough away from $65 as that level for Tesla was resistance for a while. Okay. Resistance for a while. 2.5% now on the small one. It's up down to $12. Bid ask spread is 10 and 14, so it's a really wide spread right now. Wondering if I could be able to get a fill there on that. Mini account up 3%, but with this drop now is becoming such high amounts of implied volatility at the amount that the spread is losing, the call spread is losing, is it's actually not, it's more like break even right now. So we're going to need to see another implied volatility crush, perhaps after this big move, after Bill de Blasio is done talking, where we would see another small crush in implied volatility. To finish this post, I'm seeing some good support levels for 465. 465. 450 may be far enough away from 465 as that level for Tesla was resistance for a while. Rising MACD lines and 70 on the one RSI isn't that promising though. On the 1 hour, let's have a look at the 1 hour here. See if we can take anything from that. From the 1 hour, to just break through that high of 508. New highs here, 525. That kind of was support there. 440. Rising MACD lines. On the RSI there as well, they are pretty high. If I personally, not a financial advisor in parentheses, were to trade that spread, I would wait for Tesla to dip back under 500 and possibly enter that position after a bounce off the 490 level or so. Hope this helps. Full disclosure, I gotta make this really long. I do not trade EVs at all and go solely off of indicators and news. Hope this helps. Boom. Okay. So there's your little bounce back up. That's going to be probably an IV crush. 3.2% on that account, 2.5% on this one. And then our long term is not updated yet. But you see that other big drop, and I'm seeing that spread is down to 28. It is far enough out where it's not going to decay that much just today solely. But I am very happy with that. Only streaming for another 45 minutes or so. I'm going to tweet that. We're going to take a picture. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I authorized Twitter. Oh, shoot. No. I don't want to post it as my other Instagram. I want to switch to my stock trading one. There we go. There it is. Okay. Where now I'm going to post a picture. Post. This picture here. Left on today's stream. Sounds about 1.6, up about 2.5, say 2.5% on the day. After our bearish sentiment is being realized by the entire market. Okay. There we go. Yeah, let's go back to Robinhood here and look at it. The account, 548.98 is what the total of the small account is. 549 now. Hoping we can finish above 550 today. It's crazy because we were under 500 this time last week. And we've grown almost 10%. So that's awesome. A little small account challenge. It's so fun. With these trade sizes, though, I'd like to get the account up to about 5,000, though, before I start doing any spreads bigger than $1 wide. Because while most of them can have most of the same sentiment, I like to have it spread out enough that I can be gathering income from multiple stock movements and not just trying to get all of it into one, hoping it works. Like, you're kind of forced to do that with a small account, like this one that's got $100. If I want to do a credit spread, I can only do one. But steady trend up for the day on that mini, up 3.38% or 6.42% on the last week. Last Monday, though, we were down 0.83%. Actually, that was this is Monday, so no, that was Tuesday. We were down on Tuesday. Wednesday we were up. Thursday we were flat. Friday up. So we can start to get the right get some good turnarounds here. We can start going up to 1-2% a day in and day out, which is the hardest part to do. 7% on that one day last week was nice, and then you went right back down to 1% on the day because we had the big move at the end of the day. But the problem with that was I said I was up 7% when actually I was up 1. I was up 7 at one point and stayed up at 7 all day, and at 2:30 it dropped 6%, back down to 1. HBI, Haynes Brands, see if we broke 14 yet. We're close. There's one of our first targets, 1441. That's an exit. SPY still dipping. Looking at a channel here. Could be a potential correction. Looking for that. That could be something. This drop is almost too fast. See this? Right here to there. And right here to there. Boom. So it looks like it's actually getting, the lines are getting a little bit closer together here, but anyways, just something rough like that. That might be what another investor's looking at. You gonna let me close this out, please? There we go. Close out this here, remove drawing here, remove drawing here. This level isn't really relevant anymore. Was broken through. Back up to the upside, and now this huge drop here. Let's extend both of these lines to the right. We can watch that. Extend to the right. So you can watch and see if they interact with these levels anymore. This one I might actually want to raise up a bit. There we go. A little bit more parallel now. Haynes, we're going to move back to the 5 minutes. Looking at them on 5. Cool off for a minute. We're still above the 9 SMA. Trying to get over 14. Pull some stuff up on here. I think I'll do... kind of consolidating here over the last 10 minutes or so. The MACD line crossed down below the 0 line pretty far down to the negative 0.27, 0. More like 3.3 there. 3.3 or 3.4. Could see a bit of reversal, maybe 356.20. We'll mark that level maybe. It's kind of where this candle switch. There's no significant level here. When you blow through something like that, it's just, oh,
Drop happened here, also happened there. Same time period, same volume. There's no key level there. But for the sake of aesthetics, let's assume that it eventually gets back to here. No significant reason to put that line at all. That is a stupid line. But I'm not exiting or entering a position based off that line. I'm just putting it to see if it does something. Haynes Brands about to break 14. I want to see it right now. Come on, guys. Go, go. Oh, we're at 98 again. Mini account dropped down to 546, only up 2.82%. I wonder what that was. Back into 47, just must be a little glitch between the bid-ask spread. Holy cow. This Iron Condor dropped so much. I made 50% on it today, and it expires next week. How the heck? It's going to make our most money when we get down to about the 353 range. What I will probably do, that option in particular, I will close out before our breakthrough 354. Because if it breaks through 354, big drop, multi-day drop is what I'm forecasting. And yeah, lots of stuff lining up for it. Really excited. Still $13.98 for Haynes. They've topped at $13.99 twice now, putting in a resistance, but they are surging up and up and up and up and up and up. We are getting high RSI, extremely high MACD. Not sure if we're going to even make it there or if it's going to cool off for a bit. Validate back underneath that line and then get back to it later. Move this here. Is this really all they're doing? Are they not doing anything now? This huge drop, they did nothing. I wonder if he's done talking now. That must be it. We're going to move that. This spread, I said I was going to try to close it out. I put in an order right to close it at 10, correct? Let me see if I did. We received your order to close one SPY spread at 10 per unit. Be canceled at the end of the day if it doesn't fill. Could fill, might not fill. It's the end of this week or next week. It's at 12 right now, though, so let me double check. December 4th. Yeah, that's 2 weeks. I don't know if it'll drop another 10%. There's 14 for Haynes Brands. We've done it. Got in at Haynes at 1365 or 64. Looks like we will. This guy says, I need to give you more insight. Trying to sell a put on Fastly today, $80 strike. It would not let me. Says I have $9,500 in cash balance as insufficient options buying power. Where can I check my options buying power and how much do I need to sell a put on XYZ stock for $80 strike? Sell a put. Well, not sure about that. See if it. He's got 83.59 in overnight buying power. it seems like, let's see. You want to sell a put. So it's a cash covered put where you want the put to go to 0 to make 8,000 bucks. See, $80 put on Fastly. Huh. Seems like you should be able to do that. One thing you could try is simply selling a spread instead. If you wanted to put 8,000 on one, is it FSLY trade, you could do oh yeah, 553. What the heck is the small account doing? That was a nice little gap up there. Watch for new lows again. If you wanted to put 8,000 on Fastly trade, you could do 8 $10 wide credit spreads. Only reason you wouldn't do that is if you're simply applying the wheel strategy and want exercised into that stock. Hope this helps. Seems like you should be able to do that. The one thing you could try is by simply selling a spread instead. If you wanted to put 8,000 on one Fastly trade, you could do 8 $10 wide credit spreads. Only reason you wouldn't do that is if you're simply applying the wheel strategy and want exercise into the stock. With the spreads, though, you wouldn't have to do 8 of them. Not sure why you want You want 80+% of your account in Fastly. Okay. Another drop down. Increase in implied volatility. Right, that sounds about right. Yeah, not sure why they wouldn't let him. Okay. We got about 25 minutes left here on the stream. Let's see if we have anybody in chat with questions. Doesn't look like it. Okay, let's look at questions about 5 SBE $30 calls today. I bought them all at different prices. I buy all of them once, but they are still $30 calls. If I were to sell the 5 calls today, would that count as just one day trade? Yes. You can buy calls 10 or 15 different times on the same day, and it's one day trade if you sell them all at once. Yep. I like answering these questions for people all at once. This guy's showing some progress. Finally did it. Took a big loss from the COVID crash back in March. Traded like a spoiled brat and worked my way back to positive after being 1,500 down. Good job. Just curious if anyone's trading FCEL. No, I'm not. I won't be sharing the good news of how I got paid by Mr. Kelly Richardson if I didn't see other testimony about him. Put an end to your financial stress today. Yeah, it's one of those things. Look, $400,000 on Coinbase. Finally passed the PDT rule. Clearly can see when I stopped investing and forgetting on weed stocks and becoming active in my portfolio. Charlie, and if you're curious, humble trader have both helped me immensely, as well as the community here. Thank you. Good job. Big reversal here on SPY. Whether or not you will stop. Poster object you were commenting on has been removed. Haha. Okay. I'm not sure what does a Neo option alert mean. Is it good or bad? Let's see. It's just saying that. So this guy's saying, I'm not into options. I don't understand. What does Neo option alert mean? And is it good or bad? P.S. I know I have no intention of trying options for a very long time. Okay, good. It just says here it's a Benzinga thing. 11/23/20 Neo option alert. December 4th 54 call sweep 19 near the ask. 118 at 3 and an average of $3.20 versus 1,026. Okay. Option is triggered if a big trade is made. For instance, that one is just saying that someone swept or bought all of the 54 calls for that date. This might alert some people, as that would imply bullish sentiment. Kudos for staying out of options. Not that they're bad, but you really have to trade stock first before risking anything. Hope this helps. Okay. Our Robinhood account is now up to 550 on the day. We broke the 550 level. Our mini account is up 2.5% as well. Very good. Okay, I did get the mention from somebody else. Let's see what I got here. Oh, okay, wait. I didn't buy all of them at once, but there's all are still, okay. Had to be at the same price, right? For example, if I were to buy 5 calls at 30, 6 calls at 40 at the same stock and sell them on the same day. Yes, that would be 2. Because those 2 options are separate things. Separate contracts. For the trade to only count as one day trade, you would need the same strike, date, strike and date. For the day trade to only count as one day trade, you would need every contract to be the exact same one. In parentheses here, same strike and date. Purchase price does not matter. Okay, let me see if this works. See if I'm answering all of his questions here. It ought to be the same price, right? For example, if I were to buy 5 calls at 30 and 6 calls at 40 for the same stock and sell them on the same day, would that make it 2 day trades or just 1 still? Yes, that would be 2 because those 2 options are separate contracts, so they are treated like separate trades. The trade to only count as one day trade, you need every contract to be the exact same one, same strike and date. Purchase price does not matter. Happy trading. There we go. Yeah, it looks like that Neo thing, when he was saying that was as of today at 10:45. That looked like that was could have been Central though. I think where would have been 10:44. How did he see 10:44? Yeah, he must be on the East Coast then. Okay. If Santa were to join Zip Trader, he's looking very sophisticated. If Santa were to join Zip Trader. When's the North Pole earnings call? I am interested to see how his business was affected by the pandemic. NP is not public yet. Let's make sure NTPL isn't a ticker already. That'd be something funny to put. NTPL is Netflix. Okay, it's a thing. It's not publicly traded yet. So I will be acquiring Santa's business through the success of Mattel. Is it Mattel, right? Mattel, basically. Mattel, M-A-T. Kid toys. What is the North Pole earnings call? I'm interested to see how this business was affected by the pandemic. North Pole is not publicly traded yet, so I will be trading earnings through the success of Mattel, as they are closely correlated. This is all a joke. Yeah, Santa looks really professional. Gotta be, Apple, and what's another tech company that would profit off of kids wanting a ton of it? Microsoft, because Xbox. Oh, got another comment from that other guy. Thanks for all your help, man. Good to see that I helped him. Good. And I mean, like that's all. It always feels good to go and help people. Like the reason why I do those Facebook answer all those questions, it's the same reason I do this this stream. I can show you guys stuff that I do, help you guys all become better traders, and yeah, I mean, I don't care about the money that I would get from other people watching me. I just care that I'm helping people. So very, very wholesome, I guess. I'm not gonna, try to pump myself up or anything, but it's fun. It's fun doing this because in the position I was in, this trader circle did help me when I was upcoming here a few months ago, and now being able to help other people is kind of my way of returning my favor. If anyone else has some stocks to play around Santa's North Pole earnings, hit me up. If anyone else has some stocks to play. All right, so here's a full post. Somebody just put a picture of a professional looking Santa here, and he's like, if Santa were to join Zip Trader. And I'm just like, when is the North Pole earnings call? I'm interested to see how his business was affected by the pandemic. North Pole is not publicly traded yet, so I'll be trading earnings through the success of Mattel and hot tech such as Apple for iPhone sales and Microsoft for the Xbox, as they are closely correlated to the success of his business. If anyone has some stocks to play around Santa's North Pole earnings, hit me up. Has some ideas of stocks to play around Santa's North Pole earnings, hit me up. Boom. That was funny. It's not even. The trade was found out of passion. Yeah, it was. GP, the one EV stock that Charlie ignored the existence of. Looks like somebody liked one of my. Starting to get likes in the comments, which is good. All right, little reversal here for SPY. I don't need Mattel up here anymore. That was just for the joke to see what their ticker was. I meant to do Haynes Brands, HBI. They're up about 1401. Currently back down to 1399. Gonna keep watching them, and I was doing that. Okay. A level to watch back to the upside would be 356. If they can get back maybe 355.95, I could bring this down. The reason why I say 95 is this resistance level here. We're kind of approaching that again now with the MACD reversal, which you could see now. A lot of stuff correlating now. You could see candle open above the 9 period simple moving average, break this level and this channel at the same time, maybe even the 180 as well. We could see a rebound up to the 357 level or find any of those points as resistance back to the downside. We might not be done going down. This could be another false confirmation. For that reason, I'm not entering any other trades right now. This is a very steep downward trend, so we're going to have to watch that. Yeah, right now, up 3.5% on the primary account that I trade, the little mini. It's got like $500 in it. It's up to 551.98, 3.76%. Our other small account with $120, that's up $3 today, 2.53%. And then our other large account I don't really disclose, but that one is up today a good percentage. I don't do that one because that has some money in it that I am investing for other people. And I kind of like to keep that part private. Not to mention that some of those people are not supposed to know what their account value is yet, because I'm planning a surprise for that. But yeah, going really well right now. The Haynes Brands swing trade, we're up 0.83% on Haynes right now, even though they're up 2.57% today, because I got in at a... Actually, no, that might just be delayed on them. I think that just might be wrong. I could sell a couple shares of the Haynes Brands, but to be honest, I'm not even using the whole account right now. So it doesn't even really make sense for me to try to exit out of it if I'm just going to be holding it in cash after. Any other big trades I'll be playing on the big account will probably be not until we have the breakdown below the 354 level. I'm waiting for 354. We're $1.50 away now. We were $4.50 away earlier. So, but I'll be watching for that. Snapchat allowances TikTok feature spotlight. Okay, good for them. 1598, 3.57%. Looking to close out something on here. I have this call spread that I'm up $6 on. It's now worth $4. That expires on Friday. I think I can close that out now. We'll close that out for $4 here on stream. Bid is 3, ask is 5. Let's try getting filled at 4 for that spread. And we do get our fill. Good. So we've secured that profit. We have some profit on this one iron condor, the 340, 366 one, where the middle of that one's going to be 353. I'm going to close that one out right when we hit 354. If we get dangerously close before close today, I'll just close it out then. But the closer you get to 353, the higher the profit can be with more time to go. And I don't want to wait till it gets down to 353, because a breakdown through 354 is going to cause a very high implied volatility spike here, as we've been holding above that level for a couple of weeks now. And I do think that when we do fail this level here, it's going to be a pretty strong break that could raise implied volatility enough to wipe out some profit of that condor. Currently trading at 12, was at 11 a minute ago, but I did sell it for 22. That expires on the 30th of November, which is, I think, a week from today. Yeah, so I'll close that one out before the weekend, even though it expires next Monday. I'll just close out of it before then. Anything else? Just Haynes and SPY. And I'm not really going to be trading anything else today. I don't know on SPY. Definitely nothing directional, unless I see another big strong play to the downside, because that's the way I want to play it right now. I'm not bullish, I'm bearish. And this line cross is getting closer and closer. We might officially get our line cross tomorrow. Could see our first dark gray bar for the first time in a while. I hope it's not anything like this where it stagnates for a while, but that's where a directional credit spread would make money during the limbo here. But then a debit spread would make money when you actually break out, and you see they kind of found resistance support here at the midline here, which I graphed out with the yellow line here. It did not line up with the head shoulders pattern that we had here for about a month, but that's okay. I like this line here because it's just the midpoint of this is a top, that's a top, this is a bottom, that's a bottom. Both of these lines are parallel. So it's a good channel, I think, to trade within the realm of. So a breakdown 324 would be huge. Don't think that's going to happen. But we are heavily oscillating right now, very off balance. So I'd watch that closely. I did get another comment here on my Zip Trader Circle. Let's see if I need to. Gotcha. Okay, he is doing the wheel strategy. That's why he wants 80% of his profit, 80% of his account in a put that he's selling. Gotcha. That makes sense then. Yeah, not sure why it would not let you. Potentially, if you're very committed to the idea customer service might be able to override something like that if the broker is wrong and you can actually place that trade. I don't have experience with Webull customer service since I use TOS. Good luck. Okay, gotcha. That makes sense then. Yeah, not sure why it would not let you. Potentially, if you're very committed to the idea, customer service might be able to override something like that. If the broker is wrong, you can actually place that trade. I don't have experience with Webull customer service since I use Thinkorswim. Good luck. Okay, that'll work. Boom. Enter. I already sent it. Oops. There we go. Good. Kind of, you know, getting involved in the community and, yeah, helping other people learn like I wanted to learn. That forum was very helpful, so hopefully I can be one of those guys. Alrighty, we got 2 minutes left here, a little bit less than that. Let's unlock my watch and we can get the exact time. About 1 minute and 20 seconds left here, so 80 seconds before I end the stream here, just about. We're testing that resistance level, 355.95. We'll see if we can get above that. With that will probably come this channel as well, so we could see a bullish up move. Move to the upside after this. I did close out of my put spread though, so I will be making all of that money here on that. So now I'm just on condors on that mini, so securing a lot of the profit for the day to 552 now, which is 3.94%. We're looking at almost a 4% up day. That's going to put us up 7% flat on the week, counting a red Tuesday that we had. And that's just selling spreads, guys. I'm telling you, the potential of spreads is absolutely amazing. I really hope you guys entertain the idea. It is a little tough to get approved for spreads. The easiest way to get approved for spreads, to get just some naked option experience without losing a ton of money, is the wheel strategy. Go find a little stock, or try to find something good. Like, assuming you have about $1,000, you could go sell calls and puts on GE. Maybe not GE. I don't know what GE's at. If they're under 10, they're at 10 right now actually. Something like GE. You could do Ford if they're still under 10, which they should be. Yeah, and that'll count as option experience. If you get exercised in, you just own shares of Ford, then you can sell calls. The wheel strategy is the most passive way to get option experience in order to get approved for spreads. So I'd very heavily look into that if that's something you're considering. But with that, it is noon Eastern. It's 11 for me. I'm using Central. But that is the end of the stream today. I hope you guys liked it if you watched it. If you're watching us in pre-recording, hoping my trades turned out well. We'll find out in the coming days if we do get that big move to the downside. But yeah, that's it for today. I'll be back same time tomorrow, 9 to 12 Eastern time. And until next time, I will see you guys later.